Hi guys, and welcome to my channel, Moxie DIY in Java. I'm Michelle. Today's video is going to be a really fun one where we are going to celebrate everything about mom. I'm going to show you some quick and easy and really nice, in my opinion, DIYs that you can give to your mother or your grandmother or your stepmom or sister, whoever you want to celebrate for Mother's Day. So grab your cup of coffee or your favorite beverage and join me. Virtual hugs to all of my subscribers and a warm welcome to those of you who are new. Today's video is going to, like I said, be about Mother's Day, but it's also a Mother's Day hop. More about that in a few, but let's get going. For this DIY, you will need a square decor piece, ribbon, twine, metallic marker, scissors, rub-on stickers, hot glue, chipboard, a tag, and paper of your choice. I wanted to use something that was heavier than cardstock, so this is just the box for some orange chicken that we got from Costco. Originally, I was going to go a different route with this, which seems to be the case for most of my crafts, and this is going to be a free printable, so if you would like to use it as is without cutting things out, it will be available in the description box. This is a fine tipped metallic marker, and I'm just going over the second letters of every word, and it says amazing, loving, strong, cherished, helpful, grateful, and the second letters spell out the word mother, which for grandmothers, they were a mother first and then they became a grandma, or in my mom's case, an oma, or my mother-in-law's case, a nana, which is what it will say on the tag. My mom is one of my biggest supporters, and if she's watching this, surprise, this is going to be one of your gifts. I hope you like it. I felt like the piece itself needed a little more gold metallic to go along with the rest of it, so I'm just adding little bits of metallic marker in different places that I think would look nice. We're putting a mini clothespin on here so that way she can put a picture of her grandkids or her kids. But I wanted to have something nice underneath too, so that way if she's waiting on a picture or maybe just doesn't want one at that time, it still looks nice without the picture. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, this is a Mother's Day DIY hop, and I am collaborating with Catherine from A Perfect Place to Start and Susan from Susan Gazaway DIY, and we will each have a different link in our description box, which will take you to the next DIYer. It's going to be really fun, and there's going to be so much inspiration for Mother's Day DIYs. I can't wait for you to see what the other ladies have to share, so be sure to check that out. For this DIY, you will need modeling clay or air dry clay, a rolling pin, and a cookie cutter. I'm using a heart. I rolled this pretty thin. I'd say maybe about 1/8 of an inch. I'm just running some water along the edges just to smooth them out a bit. My boys get a quick cameo in this DIY. This is my oldest. Once these dry, I'm going to attach jump rings to them to create a keychain. So keeping that in mind, I'm trying to make the holes close to the edge, but not so close that they'll break. And this is my youngest. I have one heart that has both of their fingerprints, and then 2 hearts with just their individual fingerprints. These ended up taking 24 hours to dry. For this DIY, you will need modeling clay, a rolling pin, a large round cutter, and an empty dish. Not pictured, toile printable. For this round, I rolled it out to about 1/4 of an inch, maybe a little thicker. If you're liking my content so far, I hope that you will consider liking, subscribing, and maybe even sharing my video. I will be using a 5-inch round cutter. And when you cut it through parchment paper, it creates a beveled edge. I found this printable online. I just Googled blue toile. This transfer method is from another channel I found online, Red Rockingbird. Her tutorial is fantastic. So it worked better with her clay, I think, because it was actual clay versus this modeling clay from Crayola. So if I were to do this again, I would not wet the surface of the clay. I would wet the surface of the paper. But I will definitely have it posted in the description box. We're going to let this sit for 2 minutes, and at any rate, you'll see in just a minute, it does wind up turning out. It just doesn't look quite the same as hers did. And I think if I were to use air dry clay instead of Crayola clay, I think it would have turned out differently. But I'm still happy with the results. Now I'm going to put it in a bowl to shape it into the shape of a bowl. If you want a shallower dish, you could probably use a plate or something similar. This took about 3 days to dry completely, and when it did, I went around the edges with metallic marker. For this DIY, you will need a teacup, candles for melting, tea, a pencil or popsicle stick, knife, cutting board, and a stovetop. Here I am melting down a large candle I had on hand and had a little bit left of and I wanted to use up. And I am cutting up a vanilla scented candle, and I'm going to add some of that wax to the other candle that's currently melting. This actually ended up making a really nice light vanilla scent, so I think next time I make a scented candle, this is what I'll do. This teacup I got from the Goodwill. It was 99 cents and I think it's beautiful. I'm just adding the last little bits of the vanilla candle to the bottom, and that will melt once I pour in the melted wax, and I am reserving some larger chunks. Now I'm just fishing out the wick, which we will use in this candle now. I'm not going to bother gluing it down or anything. It'll be fine once the wax hardens. And I'm just placing it in the middle of the teacup, making sure that the little bits of wax that I had cut up earlier are out of the way. And then I'm going to wrap it around this pencil here, so that way the wick can stay in place while I pour the melted wax in. This is some loose tea that I'm adding to the wax. And then these are some of the larger chunks of vanilla wax that I had left over. As this wax cools, I'm going to add more vanilla chunks and more tea leaves. I came back in 10-minute increments. And just a quick reminder, don't forget to check out the description box for the link to the next video. I'm not going to tell you who it is, but you could find out as soon as you click that link and go to their channel. And here it is. It smells so good. Well, I hope that you have enjoyed spending this time with me as much as I have enjoyed spending it with you. And until I see you in the next one, take care.